Hello, and welcome to another episode of Confero's Reporting at a Glance. My name is Paul Jacoby, and I'm the Data Services Manager at Confero. Today's episode is called Compass Dashboard's Company Overview. The dashboard in today's demo will showcase different ways of using the Company Overview widget to not only display, but compare and contrast different metrics. Let's get into it. As a simple introduction, consider the Company Overview one of the easiest graphical ways to not only display an overall score, sectional score, or even individual scored question, but also drill down into it by interacting with the widget. To demonstrate this, I will click through the first widget to drill down to divisions, regions within a division, and then locations within that region. You'll notice by hovering the mouse over any of the bars will show the individual score. Clicking the previous button will take the user back up to the original result. One of the other ways to interact with the Company Overview widget is the EKG, which we discussed in the first video in this series. The EKG icon is located here, and by clicking it, it shades the data points yellow. By clicking on one of them, you get the EKG pop-up letting you know what drives that particular result. Pressing the Escape key closes that pop-up window. Now let's take a look at some of the commonly used options to filter results with this widget. The first one I'll demonstrate is the date ranges. Many clients like to be able to see their current period results side by side with a lengthier period of time, such as year to date. To accomplish this, the user creating the view clicks the gear icon in the upper left of the widget, bringing up the settings. They then can select date ranges, and in this case, I've changed it to year to date. When making changes from the default, it is often a good idea to also change the widget title so the user has a very easy way of recognizing what result is being shown. The next version of the widget makes use of three options. First is the Show Levels. This is where you can tell it to default to one of your hierarchy levels. In this case, I've selected Regions. I've also, under Show Levels, checked the box for Show Entire Company Average. This is what toggles on and off this dotted line that appears here that represents the overall company's average. This allows regions or whatever other hierarchy level you've selected to not only see how they compare to each other, but against the overall company as well. The second option I changed was widget sizes. This allows you to select half or full width. I've selected full width because then the bars are not as clustered together, making it easier for the user to read them. And last, I've changed the widget title to let it be known that we are looking at region data. Now, one may wonder why we would want to default a Company Overview widget to regions when a user can simply click on one of these here and drill down to that. And the reason for that is that the Company Overview widget respects location hierarchy. By that, I mean by clicking here, we get the 4 divisions within a company, but when I click on one of these bars, I get just the regions within that division. By setting one to default to region, we now have all regions side by side. There's another option that works with the show levels, and that is the hierarchy type. Here, I'm going to make 2 changes. One, by changing hierarchy type to geographical hierarchy, I now will have different options under show levels. So instead of seeing region scores side by side, with a couple of quick clicks, we can now see state results side by side. And again, it's a good idea to update the widget's title. The other handy settings available to the Company Overview widget that can be used in conjunction with each other is the comparison options for data focus and date ranges. In this last example, I set the primary data focus to sales floor sincerity and the comparison data focus to cashier sincerity. I also set the show levels to division and the widget size to full width. While the example currently shows how you can see 2 different section scores side by side, I will now demonstrate how instead of using the data focus comparison, we can use the date ranges to show 2 different time periods contrasted. First, I will change the data focus to overall score, as well as the comparison data focus to overall score. And next, I will change the date ranges to current period and the comparison date ranges to previous period. Last, I will update the widget title to change from Division Sincerity Overview to Division Overview Current versus Last. And we now have division results for the current period side by side with the previous period. I hope today's video gives you a sense for the flexibility of this single widget. The next video in this series will be showcasing how you can display ranked results. Thank you for watching, and we appreciate your business.